But this was different because when he disembarked, they told him, no photos, no mention of this ever. This never happened.
Prepare yourself for the shocking Kandahar giant story from an active duty pilot who finally broke his classified oath to reveal the terrifying, oversized cargo he was ordered to fly out of a remote Afghan combat zone.
Years ago, I was working with a gentleman named Steve Quayle, and we were making documentary films mainly about giants, mainly on the topic of giants.
Giants as like referred to in the Bible, in ancient history, the Smithsonian giants.
So I was traveling around the world investigating giants, and Steve is known for his investigations into giants. And he got a phone call from an elderly woman who told him, you need to talk to my son. He was a C-130 pilot, active duty. He actually went on coast to coast with Steve. And then later on, we flew him into Bozeman, Montana to put him in our documentary film that we were making. He wanted to be filmed in silhouette. He did not want his face out there. So he flies into Bozeman, we meet with him, and then he told us the following story. He said back in 2005, he was deployed in Afghanistan and Iraq running missions as a C-130 cargo pilot. And oftentimes they would have him fly into Bagram Airfield. But this time when he landed, as soon as he deplaned, he was met on the tarmac by some individuals that he describes as the babysitters. He thinks they were either Army intelligence or Air Force intelligence guys. But this was different because when he disembarked, they told him, no photos, no mention of this ever. This never happened. And he had flown classified missions before, usually retrieving Taliban guys, what he described as high-valued assets. But this was different. And it turns out what they were waiting for was the cargo that was being delivered on a forklift to the C-130. And the pilot says that the first thing that struck him as this cargo was moving toward him and his crew was the odor. He said it smelled like musk, BO, and death. And it was extremely pungent. And when the cargo arrived, it was on an air cargo pallet, which is 7 by 9. And he could see that there was a person on the pallet in the fetal position. And this individual was so large that his hands and his feet and part of his head were hanging off the pallet. And he and his loadmaster, and there were some Marines who accompanied the pallet, who accompanied this cargo, they were actually putting their feet up to this guy's feet, this dead giant's feet, and seeing how small their feet were compared to his. Now, the giant had red hair. He had 6 fingers on each hand, 6 toes on each foot.